Number 5. The 2026 Mercedes-AMG C 63 SE Performance. AMG tore the V8 out of its most beloved car and dropped in 4 cylinders, then made the replacement faster than the engine it buried. The C63 SE Performance is the traitor that turned out to be right. A 2-liter turbocharged 4, the most powerful 4-cylinder ever fitted to a production car, works with a rear-axle electric motor for 671 horsepower and 752 pound-feet, snapping to 60 in 3.3 seconds and tearing on to 174 miles an hour. You can hate what AMG did here, but you can't argue with what it produced. That little 4 makes more power than the V8 it replaced. It's turbo-spun by an electric motor ripped straight out of Mercedes' Formula 1 program, so lag dies before it's born. The battery is cooled cell by cell, the same trick that keeps a championship car alive on a Sunday. It drags 4,817 pounds to 174 miles an hour. The old V8 couldn't touch that on its best day, with its best driver downhill. This is where AMG's new era begins, in the cheapest car they build. Inside, AMG performance seats, a flat-bottom microfiber wheel, sport pedals, sills-burning AMG script onto the pavement. MSRP around $84,000. The only car here under 6 figures, and the first place AMG went hunting for the V8's replacement. That was the small one. Now watch AMG point the same weapon at every sacred car they build, each one meaner than the last. And at number 1, all of them get beaten by a car with no battery at all. If that doesn't make sense yet, good. Subscribe and stay till it does. Number 4. The 2026 Mercedes-AMG S63 E Performance. Mercedes built the most powerful S-Class in its entire history for a customer who never touches the steering wheel. The S63 E Performance is the diplomat with brass knuckles in the glove box. A handcrafted 4-liter twin-turbo V8 and a rear electric motor slam all 4 wheels with 791 horsepower and 1,055 pound-feet, hurling 5,831 pounds to 60 in 3 seconds and on to 180 miles an hour. Now sit with that weight. Nearly 3 tons of leather, glass, and silence. And when Edmunds put it on a test track, it ran 60 in 3 seconds flat, cleared the quarter mile in 11, and stopped from 60 in 107 feet. Every number beats a Bentley flying spur speed. This is a car with massaging rear seats and 64 colors of ambient light, built for people who get driven rather than drive. It should not be able to do this. It does it anyway, without disturbing the coffee in the console. AMG has stopped caring what a car is supposed to be. Inside, Nappa leather on every surface, heated and ventilated seats front and rear, 12-way massaging fronts, and a cabin engineered to delete the outside world. MSRP $189,800. The most dignified car on this list, and the one most likely to ruin a sports car driver's afternoon. Number 3. The 2026 Mercedes-AMG SL63 SE Performance. 70 years of SL history, and not one of them ever put 805 horsepower under an open sky. The SL63 SE Performance is 7 decades of elegance with the safety catch filed off. A handcrafted 4-liter twin-turbo V8 and a rear-axle electric motor detonate 805 horsepower and 1,047 pound-feet through all 4 wheels, firing this roadster to 60 in 2.8 seconds and on to 196 miles an hour. Drop the roof and it stops being a spec sheet. All 1,047 pound-feet arrive at once with nothing between them and your spine. Cars.com described a full-bore launch as being double bounced on God's trampoline, and that was them being polite. There's no cabin to trap the noise. The V8 detonates straight into your skull while the wind fights your head, and 4,839 pounds of open-top luxury erases the road ahead of you. Carbon ceramic brakes come standard because AMG knew exactly what they had let off the leash. 70 years of SL, and none of them ever hit like this one does. Inside, Napa leather, AMG performance seats, carbon trim, a front axle lift so the splitter survives your own driveway, and a roof that vanishes in seconds. MSRP $207,900. And there's no more brutal way left on Earth to feel all 805 of them at once. Two left, and here's what this whole list is secretly arguing about. Did AMG's hybrid era make these cars better, or kill something that should have never died? Settle it in the comments before you see number 1. Number 2, the 2026 Mercedes-AMG GT63 SE Performance Coupe. One engineer builds the engine by hand and signs his name to it. Mercedes' Formula One division supplies everything else. The GT63 SE Performance Coupe is a Grand Prix laboratory that escaped onto public roads. A handcrafted 4-liter twin-turbo V8 makes 603 horsepower alone, then a 201 horsepower motor on the rear axle drags the total to 805 horsepower and 1,047 pound-feet, detonating to 60 in 2.7 seconds and onto 199 miles an hour. Look what it takes to do that. The rear motor carries its own 2-speed gearbox. It shifts at 87 miles an hour and screams to 13,500 RPM. The battery is Formula One inspired, built in a falter box, cooled around every individual cell. At 50 miles an hour, a carbon panel drops beneath the floor and sucks the entire car into the pavement. Carbon ceramics, rear axle steering, active suspension, standard. None of it optional. This is the absolute ceiling of what AMG can do with a battery and a V8 fighting on the same side. Nothing else they build is more advanced than this. Remember that. It matters in 90 seconds. Inside, a cockpit shaped like a fighter jet's, 2+2 seats, and the builder's signature bolted to the engine under the hood. MSRP around $200,500. Every single dollar of it engineering, not badge. That is the most advanced machine our falter box has ever built. Formula One battery, 2 gearboxes, a carbon floor that sucks it to the road, and it still finishes second. The car that beat it has none of that. No motor, no battery, no help. 1 entry left. Don't move. Number 1. Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series. Everything you've just watched needs a battery to go this fast. The quickest AMG ever sold doesn't have one. The GT Black Series is the last animal a falter box built before the machines took over. No hybrid, no all-wheel drive. Less torque than every car ranked below it. Its 4-liter twin-turbo V8 carries the first flat-plane crankshaft in AMG history, shrieking 720 horsepower and 590 pound-feet through the rear wheels alone. 60 in 3.1 seconds and 202 miles an hour. And it did something no hybrid here has ever managed. In 2020, Works driver Maro Engel took one to the Nürburgring and set the production car lap record, 6 minutes, 43 seconds, beating the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ and ripping the crown back to Germany. It generates over 880 pounds of downforce at 155 miles an hour. AMG rewrote the firing order purely to chase the sound, And that flat plane crank screams like nothing a Falterbox has ever built before or since. They made exactly 1,700, then locked the door forever. Inside, carbon buckets, Alcantara, a roll bar behind your head, nothing that doesn't make it faster. It sold for $389,000 new, and it isn't sold at all anymore. Everything AMG builds today needs electricity to chase it. This one only needed a V8 and somebody brave enough. Five cars, 4 plug-in. The one that beat them all runs an engine AMG will never build again. So tell me I'm wrong. Should a car with no hybrid even be allowed to win a 2026 list? That's not nostalgia, that's the scoreboard. Settle it below. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.